welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a new makeup release video. So I'm going to be going over all the new launches that have happened in the makeup world in these last 2 weeks since I last did my video, and talk about whether or not I plan on picking them up, what I think about them, if maybe I want to, but I'm not going to, or if just overall it's a pass for me. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet, but there's always a lot of new launches that are happening, so let's just get started. All right, so as always, I'll have all the accounts that I'm looking at linked down below, as well as all the makeup that I'm wearing today. But I do want to get started because every week I think it's going to get shorter and shorter as time goes on, and it just doesn't. Normally, I like to start with the sneak peeks that I talked about in my last video, just to kind of wrap them up now that we've seen actual photos, information, etc. And I only have two. So the first one is the collab with Glamsmitty and Shine by SD. So this launched on December 3rd. And you know, originally I wanted to pick this up. It's 12 just really stunning, sparkly shades between iridescent, duochromes, multichromes, etc. But this is $230 US. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to pass on it for now. I mean, hopefully they keep it around for a while and then I'd pick it up. The good news is you can buy these as singles if you want to, if some of the shades only speak to you and not others. For me, I'm just like an all or nothing person. I'm either gonna get all of it or I'm not. So that's why I'm gonna skip this. It does like kind of hurt my heart a little bit, but sometimes that's what happens with these indie brands. The shadows are just a little bit more pricey because where they're sourcing it or whatever the case is, I don't really know. But this does look beautiful, and just congratulations to Glamsmitty. That's awesome to be able to collab with someone. And the other sneak peek that I have is from, let me pull it up here, is from Micka Beauty Shop. So this is a French brand, and they're launching their Earth Wizards palette. This is launching on the 15th, which is what, next Friday, I think, at 6 p.m. CET. It's gonna be 55 euros. I'm still debating on this one. Here's the problem. So it's 15 shades, 5 of them are multi-chromes, and then you have 10 mattes. And realistically, like, I should not pick this up. The problem is, like, I love that it's a French brand, and I already have 2 palettes from Micka Beauty Shop that I kind of want to get a third because I like doing a series on my channel that's 3 looks, 3 palettes, where I do 9 looks all together. I just like the number 3, so that would like help me complete that. But I have to say, like, I'm not fully in love with this color story, so I do think I'm gonna skip it, and I'll just have to get creative with my other palettes from them. I have the Serpent as well as the Forever Young. I really like both of those color stories, so this one's just like not for me. I do like the shimmers in here. It's really the mattes, I think, that I'm not loving. They're kind of more of a jewel toned color story, and they're just like a little bit dark. I wish that there was a dark row and a lighter row. They just seem very similar. So I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. Of course, I love to hear your opinions down below on just what you're gonna pick up, what you're skipping on. So I love opinions on this. Maybe I'm just not seeing something, but for now I do think I'm gonna skip it. And let's just stick with indie because I don't actually have too much from indie that is new. So Bella Beaute Bar is coming out with this palette. It's 15 unique duochrome shimmer shades and 1 multichrome, coming out December 15th again, and it's $69. You can use codes, so that'll save you some money. This is the Angels of Illumination. So is it angels or angles? I think angles. Okay, I thought it was angels. This is very, very pretty, you know, a palette full of shimmer shades. how can I say no to that? But I think, again, I'm going to. I'm just a little bit spent after all these holiday purchases. You'll see my haul video coming up, I think, on Thursday. So you'll see there that I'm just overloaded with palettes, and I think this one needs to be a skip. I do really like it. Like, if I pick something up, this would be one that I would highly, highly consider. But for now, I think that I'm just going to pass. Hopefully, Beaute Bar keeps their palettes in stock for a little while, and this is something that I'll pick up later on. But again, like, now it's a skip. I think all of us are, not all of us, maybe if you budget better than I do, you're not completely capped. But for me, it needs to be a skip. And the last indie I have is from Gourmand Girls. So this is the Silent Night, and this is a collab with Doodles by the Bunny. I already purchased this. When did this release? I don't remember, but they're going to be shipped on December 10th, which is today that you're seeing this. So I am very excited about this. I love the theme of this, and it's kind of like neutral with a pop of blue, sure, but I do think it's really pretty. Gourmand Girls has been on my list of indie brands that I want to try, so this is going to be my first palette from them, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think that it's a pretty well laid out. It fits the theme. It has just like an equal value of mattes to shimmers with some special shades. And I'm a sucker for the Christmas theme. So this one is coming to me, and I'm excited to try out this brand for the first time. Now that brings us to, let's see, I try to group this together. I guess let's do Glamlite, because are we still considering them indie? I don't know if we can anymore at this point with all of their launches. This already launched. This is the Glamlite and Garfield collab. They came out with a lot: an eyeshadow palette, a face palette, an eye mask, lashes, a mirror, a makeup bag, lip care duo, a sponge. I mean, it's a lot. It launched on December 2nd. I know I'm not the only one to say this, but we're just starting to get into like ColourPop territory with Glamlite, and I'm getting really overwhelmed. I don't have any pull towards Garfield. I know one of my brothers really liked them when we were younger, but for me, it's not something that I watched or I have any attachment to. And as far as the color story, like, it's just way too warm. There's the oranges, the reds, the yellows, which makes sense for Garfield, but it does not make sense for me. You know, the theming's cute. They do nail it. Like, Glamlite does nail it every single time. If you're a fan of Garfield, I could see you really enjoying this collection. But for me, no, I'm going to pass. They did sneak peek also their Kiss collection, which I'll talk about more once they actually release the color story. But man, like, I am getting really tired from them, and I hope that they take the feedback that everyone's saying. Again, I know I'm not the only one, and maybe listen and slow down a little bit, because it's getting to be a lot. Now, next, we have a lot of luxury. I have a lot of luxury on my list. Do we want to breeze through luxury and then we'll kind of wrap up with the miscellaneous things? Let's do that. So first, Chanel. We have their, I want to say this is like their spring collection. Everyone kind of has to keep it under wraps when they show Chanel's launch, or else their accounts get banned for whatever reason. So this is rumored to be for spring 2024. There's 3 new eye quads, and I don't like these color stories at all. It's very spring. I see the spring other than the brown color story, but they probably needed something neutral to appeal to the neutral people. After that, like, I don't like either of those. And the swatches look absolutely terrible. Like, they look like they have no pigment, which for Chanel sometimes, like, that is par the course. Chanel sometimes does have lightly pigmented eyeshadows, but even these look pretty weak for Chanel. This is an easy skip for me. Dior also has their collection that is for spring 2024. And this is the Haute Couture dress collection with 2 eye quints, a blush. We have some lip maximizers as well as 3 nail polishes. Again, this is better than Chanel. I like this color story a lot more. I'm not going to buy the nail polish or the lip maximizers. I like the blush the most, I think, actually, but I definitely don't need it. For 2024, I'm gonna for sure be going into a low buy, so you'll be seeing, by the time this launches, that'll be in full effect. As far as the quints, I thought that I would be more drawn to the purple color story, but I actually kind of like the warmer one a little better. It's not super warm, it's more peachy, so I could see that potentially being on my list, but when I'm on a low buy, I'm gonna be having to make tough choices, so I could see this, like, I could see myself picking something else over this one. Like I said, a lot of luxury. We're also seeing pictures of Givenchy's Spring 2024 collection. This is gonna have a 9-pan eyeshadow, 2 of their lip balms, and then a highlighter, I believe. Yes, so the highlighter's in rosy pink. It kind of looks like the powder that they have that kind of went viral, but it's a highlighter. I really love Givenchy's products. I actually, before they kind of really got popular for that powder, I started kind of dipping my toes into them, and I've really been enjoying 99% of the things that I try from them, but this is not for me. A loose highlighter is just too messy. Even though they do package it really well, it usually has like the little powder puff on top. I just know that I won't reach for this. The lip balms, I already have one of these, and that's more than enough. And then the eyeshadow palette is not something I'm interested in. There's just other eyeshadow palettes. It's basic browns, so this does not intrigue me. I think it's really pretty. I think that their highlighter will do very well, but for me, I'm gonna skip that. Have I had one yes yet? Oh, I had the Silent Night palette. Yes, okay. I'm like, this is turning into a very much of a anti-haul. Let's move on to an absolute pass. Prada is expanding their beauty line into brushes. These brushes range from $59 for eye brushes to $90 for their sculpting powder brush. I just cannot justify that because I wonder what these are made out of. They're available now. It does not say what they're made out of, but I can probably guarantee that these are synthetic brushes, and I can't justify that for a synthetic brush. I do have some more expensive brushes. I'm not against getting a really nice brush, but I feel like this collection is all about having Prada on the handle, and no, I'll pass. They do have this one really cool looking brush, their foundation optimizing brush, that's kind of a triangle. I've never seen a brush like that, and that does intrigue me, but it's $85. I'm just not gonna purchase it. I'm not willing to risk $85 to find out if this is the world's best foundation brush. Typically, if I use a foundation brush for a little while, I stop and I just go back to my sponge. That's my go-to, so I know I just won't get my money's worth out of any of these brushes. If you know if they're synthetic or real hair brushes, let me know down below because I am a little bit curious about that. At least if it was made out of real hair, I would be a little bit more understanding of the price point. 2 more luxury. I have the Burberry foundation launch. So they are releasing the Beyond Wear Perfecting Matte Foundation. And it is vegan, 35 shades, $48, and it's going to be exclusive to Selfridges. I don't believe that Burberry ships to France, so I would have a hard time picking this up. The shade range looks absolutely atrocious. Am I surprised? No. Disappointed? Yes. I had a Burberry foundation a while ago, one of the ones that they discontinued. I don't remember the name of it. It expired, so I ended up decluttering it. And it was a really nice foundation. I believe it wasn't the matte version of this. It was a luminous version of whatever this is. So I'm happy to see Burberry's coming back a little bit with their makeup line because for a while people didn't really know what was going on with Burberry, and it seems like slowly they're coming back. I just don't need this. I have so many foundations, so many more foundations that intrigue me over this one. And the shade range, like I'm even just trying to figure out what shade I would be. And I would be, I think, in the upper half of the shade range. So that's pretty sad considering I'm a pretty light. I wear the 120 in the Maybelline foundation, just classic ivory, or I'm NC 20 in MAC. So I don't feel like I should be in like the upper 2/3 in a foundation range. That just says that this is way too light and not inclusive at all. And the very last luxury brand I have is Louboutin is showing their 6-pan eyeshadow palette for spring 2024. This is the Abracadabra La Palette. Includes shades with different textures such as matte terracotta, soft gold with shimmering pearls, and metallic golden brown. This is supposed to melt into the skin, and each time you blend, you achieve a sophisticated look. This is going to be released in January of 2024. I sadly really like this. It's really pretty. I don't know how much it's going to be. Maybe like $90. So I can't see myself picking this up, but I could see myself asking my husband for this for my birthday because my birthday's in January and maybe that'll be like a splurge product. I don't know. I haven't tried anything from Louboutin. I don't know their quality. It's probably way overpriced for 6 shadows, but it is really pretty. It's just soft, neutral, natural tones. I like that they're not just browns. They kind of have like a hint of pink to them. So we'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath that I'm going to pick this up, but I have to say that it is really beautiful and it's doing something to my heart here. And then that leaves us with pretty much drugstore. Let's see, what do I want to start with? We have a lot of lip releases, more than I'm used to. So let's do lips last, I think. Let's start with Angelica Niquez's brand, Singe Beauty. So she's expanding her line of brushes. I did pick up her first set of brushes, and I do actually reach for them naturally fairly often. I think that they're really nice. They are synthetic hairs, and she's coming out with tools, so a puff and a sponge, as well as a 7-piece face brush set, which is $145. And then there's 2 new eye brushes, which is $21 to buy both of them. And I don't know if she sells the full collection. I think that she's waiting until she gets restocked on her old brushes. I'm not sure. I do like these. Like I said, I reach for my brushes pretty naturally just out of all my eye brushes. So I do use them and I like the quality. The thing is with these, like this is not something I'm going to pick up right away. I'm going to wait until she has a sale because she has done sales in the past. I remember she did one for Memorial Day, 20% off or something. So I'm going to wait for something like that before I pick these up, but I probably will pick them up at some point. I'm just not in a rush. Let me know if you're interested, if you've tried this brand yet, because it is kind of like an influencer brand. I mean, it is not kind of, it is an influencer brand. So there's a little bit of hype there from that. And a lot of people, you know, who are diehard fans buying her stuff. But I do think the quality's there. And I'd love to know what you think about that. Other non-lip products, we have 2 other eyeshadows. I kind of wanted to talk about this just because I think that it's cute. I don't think I'm going to pick it up though. This is from Revolution Beauty and their collab with e.l.f. This is available now and they came out with quite a bit for their collab. An eyeshadow palette and what else? A highlighter, some lip products. Then there's also this really cute, it's shaped like a maple syrup bottle and it's micellar cleanser. I kind of want that. That is so adorable. Just to have it. I don't know. I have to see like where I can buy it. And then they also have some makeup bags, which I'm not interested in. If anything, I would get the little maple syrup bottle. I think that it's super cute. The eyeshadow palette is okay. I don't think I get a lot of use out of it. And it's also like fuzzy in the front. I can just see it being really dirty after a while. So I don't know if I'd pick that up. Maybe the highlighter, I don't know. I need to figure out where to purchase Revolution in France here because I'm not sure where to. And maybe if the price was right, I'd pick it up just for like a little novelty. I think it's really cute and I do like e.l.f. Then the last eyeshadow palette I have is from PeriPera. This is the Hip Gray collection. I actually do want this palette. So we have something I'm interested in, which is great. So this is $18 for the palette. There are 3 glowy balms that are $11 each, and then a Water Bear tint, 3 shades of that for $11 each. I did see this on Yes Style. I don't know when I'm gonna pick it up, but I do plan on picking it up, and maybe one of the glowy balms as well, because I have not tried any of PeriPera's lip products. I have tried PeriPera's eyeshadow formula before. I really like it. It doesn't have that many shimmers in these palettes. There's usually only 2, but I like that it's not too gray leaning. There's some taupes in there, so this might be a yes for me. $18 is not too bad, so I do plan on picking this up, and I'm excited for that. A few more things before we talk about lips. I'm excited for this too. This is from Milani, and they're coming out with a cream bronzer. So they have a cream blush. I do have one in Nude Kiss, and it's really, really nice. So now that they're going into cream bronzers, I'm a little bit intrigued, though I do have to say a little disappointed by the shade range again. It just seems off. I'm not against them having 4 shades, just I don't think that the shades were a good choice. Let me know what you think. It's supposed to be lightweight, ultra blendable, buildable, soft matte finish. I do prefer more of a matte finish with my bronzers. I might pick this up. It's available now at Ulta, or I'm sure on the Milani website, but I am excited about this, and I think that it's going to be a hit for a lot of people. Hopefully, if it's anything like the cream blush formula, it's really, really nice. So eventually, like, I'll do a little drugstore pickup purchase and get that. I am probably going to add this to my drugstore purchase as well. This is from Loreal, and this is their new True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. Brightening Under Eye Concealer. It has 1.5 hyaluronic acid and caffeine, so this is not available yet. It comes in 24 shades, which they don't look too bad. I'm not sure. It looks better than some other things we've been talking about. I am pretty excited about this. I don't love a radiant finish. It just depends. Is it radiant where it has like those little specks that light reflects off of? Is it light reflecting, or does it make your eyes look hydrating? Because those are 2 huge differences. I'm really just interested in this because of the applicator. The applicator kind of looks like a little sponge tip, and I haven't seen that before. So I do think I'm gonna pick this up. My last new makeup release video, I talked about Revlon coming out with their new concealer or reformulated concealer. So I'm kind of playing with the idea of putting them up like neck and neck and seeing which one's better out of the new drugstore concealers. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, but I do want to check first that the Revlon has similar claims, because it's not going to make sense if this is a radiant serum concealer and that one's like an ultra matte concealer. It just wouldn't be fair to put them up against each other, but I do plan on picking this up eventually along with the Milani. And now the concealer launches don't stop, because we also have the NYX concealer. This is the Pro Fix Sticks, and they also came out with the Marshmallow Setting Spray and some liners, I think, some lip liners. The lip liners I'm not interested in. Let's just talk about the concealer, because that is what is all over social media. I'm pretty sure they're doing some heavy marketing on social media. They're $9 each. There are 6 color correctors and 18 concealer ones. Crease resistant, medium coverage, natural finish. I like all those claims. Infused with hyaluronic acid. I have to say that I am interested in this concealer as well, although my concealer drawer is overflowing, so I don't know how much I need this. I think that this was a really smart launch from NYX, because I don't, off the top of my head, know of too many NYX concealers. I know they have their Bear With Me, which I think they discontinued, and their Can't Stop Won't Stop, which I don't know if that's discontinued as well. So I think that this was smart. I like that it's a stick, and it doesn't look like it's a stick where you can just spot conceal, like you can actually use it under the eyes. But I want the L'Oreal more and I want the Revlon more. I don't think I need 3 new concealers that close together, but eventually, like, I could see myself getting this. There is a brick and mortar store of NYX in like my big city that's about an hour away, so I might go check this out in person and just see the consistency, what I think about it, etc. before making a decision. But $9 is not a bad price. Sometimes NYX products also can be like a little bit on the higher end for drugstore, so I'm happy to see the price point. Now we just have lip products. There's 4 lip releases that I want to talk about. Let's just stick with NYX. They are releasing their Fat Oil Slick Click, and this looks like a Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip kind of dupe. Their Fat Oil Lip Oil, I did not try. I think that people like it, but I have no idea. This is not released yet, and you know, I'm not interested in these. I do have the Tarte ones, and they're not my favorite. I actually have one in Shop My Stash now. If you like Shop My Stash videos, I'll link that playlist up above, and it's just not my favorite depending on the season is what I've discovered, because I like it now that it's winter. It's a little bit more firm, but I've tried them before in summer and they were so slippy. So it's just a really finicky formula, and it's not something that I would repurchase. And so because of that, I don't think that I would enjoy this. Something I am kind of interested in, although I'm a little embarrassed to say that I want this, is Kylie Cosmetics is coming out with her lip pencils. So these are now wooden lip liners, and there's 10 shades. This is going to be available December 6th, so it's already launched. And I do not have a price. I like wooden lip liners, and going to be honest, I fell into that Kylie Cosmetics just rabbit hole when she launched her lip kits. I was all about it back then. So there's something about this that's just a little bit nostalgic for me. They have a shade Coconut 2.0, and Coconut was one of my favorite lip liners. So I don't know. This is, again, this is not something I'm going to rush out to buy, but if I was making an order on Ulta or something like that, then I might throw one of these into a cart if they were reasonably priced, because I do like a wooden pencil, and I think a lot of brands are going to start doing wooden pencils. I think everyone is a little over just ultra creamy lip pencils because they bleed. They don't really stick down. It's not a, to me, true lip liner. It's more of a lipstick lip liner hybrid, and I want something that's really going to hold and stick. So I'll keep you updated on that, but I was a little embarrassed to admit that I'm interested in this. 2 more products. This is from CoverGirl. This is interesting. It's a Outlast lip stain. So this has a precise pen-like tip, transfer-proof, kiss-proof, and it comes in 14 shades, $8.95. I'm only interested because of the applicator, but realistically, I'm not going to get this. Even looking at the shades, none of these really call to me. They're either too bright and bold or just too nude brown. So I don't like the shades, and I don't really like lip stains, so I don't think I'm going to pick this up. But I think the pen is kind of cool. Like, you can be a little bit more precise with it, especially because it's a lip stain. So for the type of product, I think it's really smart, and I would love to know if you're going to pick it up. Like, are you a lip stain person? Because I'm not. I'm really not. Then Milani's also coming out with a lip stain, and this is the Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stain, $13.99 each, and there are 6 shades. Not going to get it because it's a lip stain, but if I was going to pick one over the other, I would pick this one just because I like the shades more. Milani also is pretty popular for their lip products. They have this whole line that is a bullet lipstick with the same kind of component as the lid on these. So I'm sure they're just kind of riding the backs of that. But for me, like, it's just a no. I'd rather try one of those hydrating lipsticks over this lip stain. So that's a pass for me as well. I did just notice there's a lot of lip launches though, and I wonder if we're gonna be seeing more. I'm not gonna be mad at it because for the most part, I can resist lip purchases. So that would at least like help my wallet, help me kind of recover from the past months or so. But that's all that I have. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I tried to keep it short and sweet. But again, let me know all your opinions down below, what you plan on picking up, what you plan on skipping. And that's where I'm gonna leave you. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.